Hi everyone, it's Hildy from Get Active Online. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video today on the 3 secrets to lose the stubborn belly fat without dieting. So today, after watching my video, I really want you to walk away feeling confident that you can lose weight without following rigid diets. So it's all about taking the control back. Okay, so you're in the right place if you want to lose weight without dieting and feeling deprived. You're struggling with changing hormones and finding it harder and harder to lose weight. You're sick of wearing clothes to hide the weight you've gained instead of the clothes you love. You've tried heaps of diets and none of them have worked. You're confused, but you haven't given up. You want to feel lean, sexy, and confident again. Who this is not for: women who want a quick fix, women who want a rigid nutrition plan, and women who are not ready to take action. So if you want a really quick fix and you are just on a mission to lose weight as fast as possible and then happy to regain it all, you are in the wrong spot today, okay? So what you're going to learn today is how to implement simple steps to lose the stubborn belly fat while balancing your hormones, increasing energy and confidence without dieting. So that's a big part of it, without following strict diets. We're going to explore why giving up your treats can stop you from losing weight and keeping it off. Why understanding your hormones and your body is the secret to losing the stubborn belly fat. The single biggest reason you haven't achieved the body you want yet. You will, just not yet. Why more cardio isn't the best exercise for you to lose weight and what to do instead. And how you can make this a simple process you can fit in with your busy life. So make sure you stay right to the end of the video. I'm trying to keep it short, so about 20 minutes max. And at the end, you'll get my 3-step guide to lose the stubborn belly fat, plus my free mood, food, and energy tracker. So there's everything in there you need to know to start making changes now. So let's get started. What would having a lean body full of energy mean to you? To be able to wear clothes you love, go to the beach and feel comfortable, to not have to think about another diet, enjoy balance in your life, feel in control. What's getting in the way of you losing weight and feeling great? Is it time, confusion, hormones out of balance, juggling work, kids, life is just crazy? So today I want to share with you a simple system to make it all that little bit easier. So who am I and what do I know? So my name's Hildy and I've been helping women transform their bodies for the last 11 years. I run Get Active Online and that started back in 2008 before people even really knew what online personal training was about. I've got a certificate 4 in fitness, level 1 precision nutrition. I've been featured in various magazines, a contributor to Oxygen magazine, and most importantly, I've helped hundreds of women find what's going to work for their body and develop programs that they not only help them lose the weight, but they finish the program knowing that they've got control and that they can maintain this. So I've had clients on cattle stations in the middle of Australia that have had no equipment, struggling to access as much fresh food as we can easily in the city. And it's about finding something that works for them, that they can get the results they want and maintain them, okay? So I'm just like you. I'm a busy working mum who has had my own struggles with hormones and losing weight. I'm 42 now, and in my mid-30s, I had a period of high stress in my life, and I ended up with severe adrenal fatigue. So I got to the point where I really struggled to get out of bed, and my hormones were all out of whack. My cortisol was so low by that point. My estrogen level was super high, and I'd gained this layer of fat around my belly. And I did the traditional things like trying to just add in more cardio, ate less and less. And no matter what I did, it didn't work, and I was left feeling worse at the end of it. And that's when I sort of realised that as we get older, we really need to start listening to our bodies and working with them rather than against them. So I started researching hormones, what sort of foods I should eat, what sort of training should I do, so that I could get that energy back, because all I really, really wanted was to feel energetic again. And here I was working in the fitness industry, and I was feeling worse because I was being told, no, just tighten it up a bit more cardio. And it's not the way, okay? So today I want to share with you what is, but I want to make you understand that I've experienced it myself, and I know how hard it can be, but I know what can be done to get that energy back again. And you might think that I was always into fitness, and I definitely wasn't. I was a bit of a party girl in my 20s, and I actually had experienced a lot of depression back in my early 20s. And it was the eating well and exercise that I discovered that really helped me manage that. And I just felt so good from exercising. And that's what made me get into the fitness industry, was just how good it could make you feel. I've got every diet book out there and have never stuck to one. So I still buy all the diet books because I love reading and learning about what they're promoting. But I felt like a failure for years, because I'm like, how come I can't stick to one of these programs? And that's when I worked out it's unrealistic. It's not tailored to your life to stick to this rigid set of rules. So if you've tried every diet out there and you haven't even managed to stick to one before, don't worry, either have I. And that's not what it's about today. It's about finding out what can work for you. And I will never, ever give up chocolate and treats, because I love feeling lean and energetic, but I love enjoying life. And having a treat and a cake with my son is important. So I make sure I factor in treats. At certain times I might have less than others, but I will never give up things completely. And I would never make my clients do that either. So if you have a look at the photos down the bottom, you might wonder why I've put one of my son in there in hospital. That's just to explain that I totally understand how hard it can be at times. That photo was taken 8 days before the photo in the green bikini, and I was on a mission after I had my son to get a photo shoot and feel amazing. And 8 days before that, he was in hospital because he had febrile convulsions. And as much as I was trying to be strict and rigid because I was on this mission for photos, I ended up in hospital, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm having cookies out of the cookie jar and having their horrible coffee. But what I did do is make sure I got back straight on track afterwards. So I know how hard it is when life gets busy, things get crazy, kids get sick. And what I'm about is helping you discover that it's focusing on what you can do at that point in time, rather than thinking you have to be perfect and stick to this rigid plan. Okay, so enough about me. Let's talk about the first secret. There is no one single best diet. Marketing wants us to believe that there is just one way to lose weight, whether that be keto, paleo, blood type diet. Which one is it? So the truth is, we are all unique. We all respond differently to different ways of eating. Sticking to a set of rules that doesn't take into account your body, hormones, age, and lifestyle is a recipe for disaster. Diets are depressing, and rigid diets are not sustainable and are time-consuming. I don't know about you, but these 7-day set menus where you have to make a different meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's different every day, I just look at that and go, really? How can anyone do that? And some people do, but it's just, I got to fit in meals with the family, and I'm all about trying to find what's going to work long term, because you can stick to these things maybe for a period, but my question is what happens afterwards, okay? So we want to find a way of eating that you can maintain forever. And my proven solution is finding what works for you. I'll show you how. So let's face it, coffee and chocolate are necessities. You might have your own little vices, but I love my coffee. I know that I most probably should cut it back a bit more. And when I'm being really good, I might have one a day. Sometimes it creeps up. But I enjoy a coffee and I like having a treat, and I won't cut those out. And I wouldn't expect my clients to either. So how can you step shift to discover the perfect way of eating? So the first step is awareness. So this might sound like, well, what I want you to do is download my free food, mood and energy tracker, which you'll get at the end, and start becoming aware of what you're eating. And you might think, well, that sounds like sticking to a diet. I've got to keep a food diary. But the whole purpose is to discover what is you're actually doing now. So are you skipping meals? Are you having too big a meal right before bed? Are you feeling tired after you eat certain foods? Are you craving that chocolate bar at 3 o'clock every afternoon? So the first step is just putting it all down and becoming aware of what you actually eat and your habits. And then the second step is implementing some simple changes. So in my ebook, there's a bit more detail about how you can start making these changes. But for example, you might notice that every afternoon you are craving those sugars, which is pretty common because we get tired, and really in an ideal world it'd be a great time to have a sleep, but it's not possible. So it might be looking at that and going, yes, every afternoon I'm eating way too much sugar, it makes me feel worse afterwards, or I'm skipping a meal and starving and picking all afternoon. So it might be, okay, let's add in some more food at lunchtime, some more healthy fats, or let's try and tweak that afternoon snack so it's not as high sugar. Okay, so in the free ebook, it's got tips on how you can start swapping things out. But what I'd suggest is each week, pick one thing you want to work on and focus on that, and then keep building on that each week. And third step is monitoring your energy, mood, digestion, and results. Okay, so obviously the ultimate goal is to lose weight and feel great and achieve that body you've always wanted to. So if things aren't moving, you've got to start looking at, okay, next is I might look at my portion sizes. Do I need to bring those in? And so it's just continually keeping tweaking things until you get the results you're after. And to speed up this process, ensure you have support and you're accountable, because quite often we doubt ourselves and we're not sure if it's working or what's happening. And that's where I suppose having a coach can really help to keep you on track and tell you, yep, you're doing the right things, keep moving forward, great progress. Whereas you might want, you know what it's like, you start something new and you're like, I'm making some changes and why haven't I got that body already? Sometimes it takes a bit of time, and a coach can let you know whether you're on the right track or not and keep you going, because most of the time it's that keeping on going that makes the biggest difference. So the second secret, number 2, your hormones and age will affect your weight loss. It's time for you to work with your body. As you age, your hormones are changing. So as much as we might not want it to happen, as we get older, our hormones are changing, and we can't necessarily fight this, but what we can start doing is working with it. So certain foods can help manage your hormones a bit better, and that's what we wanted to sort of start putting into our diet, more nutrient-rich foods, and adding in training that actually makes you feel good. Okay, so one big thing is I think we've stopped listening to our body, and as we get older it's more important than ever. And what I do now is I realise that it's actually okay to adjust my training and nutrition according to how I'm feeling. So during the month I actually use this little app called Clue, and I'll put in my energy levels, how my cycle's going, my mood, hunger, etc. And so certain times of the month, like before my period, I might be really tired. So that's when I'll say, okay, I'm going to ease back on my training and I'm going to focus on food and rest. And it's okay to do that. I think we've been brainwashed to think that we've always got to maintain this high level. This is the training, got to fit in these sessions every week. Sometimes a little bit of rest is more important than actually pushing through. And I'll get on to how sometimes exercise can actually stress you and make losing weight harder. But just know that it is okay to adjust your nutrition and training according to your energy levels. And did you know that your busy life could be contributing to your extra weight? So what I mean by this is I think we've generally, as society, women, we've got really busy. We're juggling so many things, and it's this constant busyness, and even putting these expectations that we have to add all this exercise in. It's making us so busy that it's causing stress. Okay, you might not think of it as stress, but when we're constantly doing, we end up with more stress in our body than we need. That means extra cortisol, and it makes losing that belly fat really, really hard. So sometimes the doing more is not necessarily a good thing, and actually slowing down can be beneficial. So it's time for you to work with your body. Ignoring your body does not work. So steps you can start working with your body. Listen to how you're feeling. Slow down. Stress releases cortisol, which can result in excess belly fat. Include food that nourishes your body and gives you energy. So to keep that simple, most probably more food that is natural, not in a packet, fruit, veg, healthy fats, and less things that are processed, high sugar. And include exercise that makes you feel great afterwards, not exhausted. So I used to exercise regardless of how I was feeling, and I ended up feeling so wired and exhausted and wondered why I couldn't lose weight. So now if I'm having a time where I am honestly feeling really flat and tired, I might go for a walk or just relax, okay? So you want to feel good after you finish your exercise. And as we age, these high-intensity jumping routines most probably aren't ideal, and I'll talk a little bit more about the best type of exercise to do next. Secret 3, you don't need to do lots of cardio to get results. It's time to maximize your metabolism. As you age, you lose muscle, which results in a slower metabolism. So you might have been wondering why you've even gained weight. What quite often happens as we get older, we're losing muscle, which results in our metabolism slowing down. So even though you are eating the same as you used to, doing the same exercise, you're slowly gaining weight because your body doesn't need as much energy. And too much cardio can actually be another stress on your body. And I experienced that because I was burnt out from adrenal fatigue from doing way too much cardio. And if you want to be toned, it's time to include resistance training. So this is the type of training that all women, especially over 40, should be doing, is resistance training. Okay, and what I mean by that is lifting weights, challenging your muscles. So what happens is when we start lifting some weights, we're challenging our muscle, and it's going to increase the muscle we have in our body, which therefore increases your metabolism and makes losing fat so much easier. So the more muscle you have on your body, the more you can eat and still lose weight. So that's our ultimate goal, and you are not going to get huge. I get this all the time. People are scared because they think they're going to get bulky. It's quite hard to build muscle, and so all it's going to do is help create that toned look, and it's definitely not going to make you really bulky. It also decreases the risk of osteoporosis by increasing your bone density, and most importantly, increase fantastic mood. So weight training can make you feel amazing. And the single biggest mistake you can make when trying to lose weight is believing you have no control. It really upsets me when I listen to women who think that it can't happen for them. They don't think it's possible for their body. And I think we've been brainwashed to think this because we've tried so many diets and they feel like you just feel like a failure. So what I want you to work on is your mindset. You can have the body you want. You can feel amazing, but you have to take control back. You need to believe you can, and then you need to start taking control of your body, listening to your body and finding what works for you. I'm not sure why you showed up today. It may be because you're struggling with changing hormones, you're sick of dieting, or you're confused and don't know where to start. I hope you now know you can change while having a life and not feeling deprived. Wouldn't it be great to have a lean, energized body that was easy to maintain? What if I told you there was a simple way to achieve this? You can work with me and let me coach you one-on-one to stop dieting, feel fit, lean, and energetic while having a life. My Drop a Dress Size program is a simple 3-step process that gives you a tailored nutrition and training plan just for you. So it doesn't matter whether you train at the gym, you've never exercised before, any of that, the program is completely tailored to you. So we might look at what your family meals are, how can we adjust those, but it is personalised program. Weekly coaching calls to fast track your success. I can't stress how important being accountable is. So we include the weekly coaching calls, or there's an option purely for online if coaching calls isn't an option. To really each week look at what you're doing. I'll be there to pinpoint, looking at, okay, I want you to do this next week. You're on track. No, we need to move this. And it's having that person that's with you all the time that can listen, understand, and help you take that next step forward. And most of the time, it's just to keep you going, because the clients that get you the huge results are not perfect. I have never, ever, ever worked with anyone that's perfect, but they never give up. They just keep going. So the constant and accountability and support to keep you on track and moving forward, which again, I can't stress how important that is when you're trying to make some big changes. It's better to have someone behind you helping you. So I'm there to help you reach your goals. That's my goal, is when you commit to a program with me, I find out what you want to achieve, and then it is my mission to make it happen. You've got to do a little bit of work, but I'm there to help you achieve it. So what I want you to do is, if you're keen to take the next step and you're really, really ready to embark on something, I want you to book in for a Kickstart coaching call. It's an incredibly valuable free session with me to discuss your current lifestyle and goals, an opportunity to discuss your nutrition and training and changes that can be made. When you do book in for this, really put as much information in the questions about yourself so you can get something out of this call, okay? And we can discuss my program and see if it's the right fit for you. So I'll put a link below to book in for a Kickstart coaching call, and also to download my ebook and food mood tracker. Thanks again so much for coming by and watching my training video today. I hope you got something out of it, and hopefully I'll be speaking to you on a call soon. Bye.